Old King Garbage Mouth over there.
I'm sorry I'm swarming you with monkeys, but I get so many of these per day, and if I don't use them, it's just like leaving monkeys on the table.
I'm only a size 9. I don't think I'm fit for OnlyFans.
Hey everybody, this is Jeff, your GM. Welcome back to Big Campaign Stories. To start us off, let's do some lightsaber checks. Sean.
Hey, I'm Sean. I'm certain of that. I'm Sean, I'm playing Forrest, and I got a 17. John.
This is John playing as Lucius, and I got a 4. Go for it, Jesse.
Hey, this is Jesse. I'm playing as Oswald. I got a 16. Go ahead, Marshall.
Hey, this is Marshall, playing as Keegan, and I got a 13.
No lightsabers this year.
Yeah, if you get one, you gotta leave the campaign.
Aw.
I've heard that.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. So, Sean, you got about 5 episodes left before. Who do you want to take your place?
Oh boy. That's a good question.
Choose Mao.
That I'm taking entirely too seriously. Yeah. I'd take Matt back in if he's.
Just tag
he's
Matt
willing
back
to
in.
Joke's on you. He rolled lightsaber too.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's a good call.
So we find our heroes back at Old Requisitions after a nice vacation up in Pauldron with Oswald's parents.
It's just like we're just finally getting back into the office.
Yeah, I figure you guys go back. There's not much else to handle in Pauldron.
We have to deal with that basket.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the previously on recap that finishes with the cliffhanger stinger of wine baskets.
Yeah, and we know it's from Banter Support.
Oh yeah, I guess we could do a recap. Jesse.
Great. So we went to Pauldron for the Festival of Families. Everybody got to meet my parents, who are totally awesome. And we also got to walk around Pauldron, both upper and lower, and meet some of my friends and go see the docks and feed the Karen with some dried squid. And then right after gift giving, I think, we got a message back from Barry back at HQ saying that Banter Support had dropped off a wine basket, which means they want to declare war on us. Some kind of house war, although I didn't know we were even a house.
Yeah, exactly.
We keep on getting little glimpses into like official corporate stuff, and we're like super informal startup feel.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like, and everyone's talking about it's like, oh, you guys are really aggressive for retrievers. Like, you guys aren't even mercenaries. You guys aren't even allowed to like use lethal force, and we just kind of disregard a lot of the formalities of doing business in Duskmanter, and I think that reality just keeps on hitting us in waves, in larger and larger waves, until we decide to do something about it.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have to.
Well, do we? I mean, that's Lucius's call.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't know very much about how house wars operate. Like you just said, we're not even really a house. So
Who do we talk to about this, or who would be the best person to talk to about this?
I think right now we should just bring the wine into my office, the basket, call in everybody, and we'll start to discuss it. So I imagine setting the scene with be sat at a desk with wine bottles on a basket on the desk, everybody taking seats or standing, however they would do.
Stand in the back.
Yeah, just pick up one of these bottles and kind of look over to Sharop and say, what are we getting into with this? How could they even send us these bottles in the first place?
Sharop would, I think it was about a month ago or so, that they declared that corporations count as houses. Was that one of Amon's pushed laws recently?
Yeah.
It was indeed.
Okay. I guess I'm fuzzy on how a corporation creates laws for this, but
It's on.
it sounds like they just changed company policy at a whim then. Didn't that last house war just end at that time?
That was before that, but that was between actual houses as opposed to between corporations.
Right. So the law that we're talking about that recently came into effect was before the house war that we know of, the Singari one.
No, it was after.
And that's what I'm asking. They created that so quickly right after that house war, this law.
It could have been in the works for a long time. You make it sound like it was drafted
I do, yeah, because I'm curious about it.
from when that war was declared to when it went into effect.
Shop would not know when they started working on the legislation for on the paperwork for that.
Right.
You don't
Amon,
read The Hill, Sharab?
Amon must have wanted it for something, but that has nothing to do with us at this point. It just puts us in a weird position.
Well, what it does have for us is that if they can just change rules to how house wars go at the snap of a finger, then what the hell are we getting into?
Do you keep up on your corporate news, Keegan? You
Not a lot.
You seem to be pretty well plugged in.
Well, I mean, for Amon to push through a law like this, it doesn't seem beneficial unless they have a reason for it. But regardless of what Amon's reasons are, it puts us in a position where we now count as a house.
Sharap, do you understand the rules of house wars?
Shop kind of rubs his kind of gray and green bald head, and I never really looked into it. I never thought it'd apply to me,
Yeah, me neither.
but I can call someone and get us some information, probably.
And that's going to be what we're going to need to do, is figure out what we're getting into with this. So, if you could go that route.
Does the company have a lawyer?
We don't, but I've got somebody I can call that I don't want to call.
Yeah, I've got big raised eyebrow right now.
Maybe we can kind of get some advice on or what we're getting into, and if we even should get into it.
When's the last time you talked to Xavier?
I haven't talked to him since, and it might have even been at the start of the house war when I delivered the basket, when I actually spoke to him or saw him last.
Right.
I just know that he was thinking about getting out of his profession,
Mhm.
but
you heard that secondhand.
secondhand. How does everybody feel about jumping into a war to protect? Well, I can't say that it's really just our livelihoods. It's kind of our lives at this point. I don't know what else we would do besides this business.
Well, what are our options?
It sounds like one option is to just turn over the company to, what's it?
Bold, no,
Exactly, I
not Bold,
just draw a blank. I can only think bold requisitions for some reason right now.
Banter support.
Banter support.
Yeah, so we can fold into banter support.
I mean, maybe we would still have our jobs and they would just own the business.
Mm.
Are there any notes in the basket?
There are not, but there are 5 bottles of wine.
What did you do to piss off banter support?
I'm bringing up banter support on my data pad so that I can remember some faces, potentially.
Well, Toger, for one.
Well, he hired them.
Really, there's been several instances where we've just been on the upper hand of contracts. We've kind of had conflicting contracts, and we've always come out on top.
Yeah. Estelle also hired banter support, so we made them look bad there more recently.
And although we were legally right with Estelle, now, if she's backing banter support in this, she's legally right as well. While you have banter support, or you're looking them up, can you try to give us an idea of how strong of an organization they are?
This is a corporate appraisal of strength.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for all we know, they're like hundreds of mercenaries strong, or maybe they're just as small as we are. Who knows?
All right. I guess I will use my computer use in place of that, if that's cool.
Absolutely.
All right. With a 26.
So with the 26, as you're kind of looking it over, the CEO, or the head of it at least, looks familiar. Maybe you've seen him before, but you can't quite place it. Maybe in the background on a commercial, maybe somewhere else. But looks like it is fairly tall, Corleone fellow, has 2 daughters with him. But as you kind of like scroll through, it looks like the company hires about 60 people, but only about 20 of those are combatants.
And this is in the same way that Trop is not a combatant.
Correct.
Or isn't how we have 3 combatants?
Yeah. How am I filed in the employee Rolodex?
Technically, none of you are labeled as combatants
because we're not mercenaries.
Because nobody's updated your paperwork yet.
Uh-oh.
Well, that...
You effectively got Keegan and then rocket shipped off to Holiday.
Yeah.
So Sharab still has to file the updates. But as of
Oh,
right
no.
now, technically you guys are registered as completely non-combatants.
This is very much like a mercenary group just declared wars on a Subway sandwiches.
More like a tow truck company, but yeah.
But we have to say yes to the
Or else they
To the
take
war.
our tow truck.
that kind of sparks this a bit of defiance in me that is like, yeah, what? I'm personally not attached to repoing things, but fuck you.
The owner's name is Orion Storm.
I will
Banter support.
look surprised at that. Orion owns Banter? I know him. I know his daughters.
Is that a big enough name that we could roll a
That's
check?
a
to know
picture
who
of the
this
guy
is?
that
I'll finally look
Forrest-
over it and force
Forrest
his
is
data
looking
pad to look.
You're the last person to look.
I mean, I work for Banter. That's Orion hired me,
And Orion fired you.
and he fired me.
Can I roll a knowledge corporate to kind of try to understand who this guy might be?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Also got a total of 26.
Excellent. Yeah, what are you looking for?
What kind of background this dude has, if he's affiliated with other companies, how did he come to, why is he Banter support? Did he used to be military or something?
Correct. Ex-Corlean military. Well, not like anyone actually ever leaves it.
Sure.
Corlean military came over about 8 years ago, ran a couple of small kind of startup companies, it seems like, before eventually settling into the mercenary business, closely affiliated with a cleaners, not too far away from your guys' location, but otherwise had ties with Reginald Arvori, as well as had heavily invested in the company that Toger Crow had crashed.
Is he scary looking? Just off picture.
No, this is like obviously a professional headshot, right? Like it's like him and his daughters. It's, kind of cute. There's a pumpkin nearby. Someone's throwing leaves. It's meant to show confidence and strength, but without being overly oppressive.
Right. If I'm thinking about like people that are like powerful people or whatever, I'll think of like Magnus Essable, and his picture probably looks like a freaking scowling but like confident badass or something, right? But this guy seems like he's stock footage from like an apartment complex or something.
Yeah, this guy's somewhere between Blackwater and LL Bean.
He's always been friendly to me.
Yeah, how do you know this guy?
He lives near me. He's like a neighbor for me. Or, my apartment when I'm not, convalescing on a cot here.
How swanky is your apartment?
Not very. I don't think he's in my building. He's just in the neighborhood. So I see him on the street sometimes. And, every once in a while, like, I'll see his daughters and we'll be skateboarding together. Like, we don't hang out all the time, but we cross paths.
Huh.
All right.
I also saw him at the Scorn Market, actually. He was buying a golden cat.
Interesting.
Looked a lot like Cobbler.
Yeah, is he in the office?
Cobbler?
Yeah.
I'll unzip my jacket and let Cobbler out because he's probably been like with me ever since Pauldron.
So he's regularly around your apartment complex. Isn't he
In the
may or may
neighborhood
not be
anyway,
close
yeah.
by in your neighborhood? And he just coldly sent us this basket of wine. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking maybe Barry, maybe you go out and grab some stuff to make a formal dinner with, and maybe Oswald, let's invite him over and let's have a conversation.
Okay.
Forz, I would say keep up the good work with finding out what we're up against with these people. And I think you're right. This is ridiculous that they could just try to create some hostile takeover against us. But I don't know if I'm ready to just go down without a fight on this. How do you feel, Keegan?
At least I feel we should at least see what's going on and what we can derive from this. The meal sounds like a good idea. You hired me to keep you alive. I mean, if we go into a war, that's going to be harder. But if you hand over the company, then we're all on the streets. So let's get to the bottom of this and see why.
I'm glad you're on board with us. How about if you'll take a look throughout the perimeter and just our offices in general and see what you think about what we might do to shore up defenses and be safe here.
Will do. Yeah.
I'll look over to Max and Akalik. Your thoughts?
Akalik would. I mean, I guess. Like, he kind of looks around like.
Are you wondering if you're in some sort of grace period in your hiring to where you could just back out, no questions asked?
You can definitely see that seems to cross his face very quickly.
It's like, I don't know if I want to die for this company that I've been hired by for like a week.
We want to change you to subcontractors?
Max would put both hands on the table and say he is absolutely in. Give me a gun. Let's do this.
We've been talking for a little bit with these people. Say we're in a in kind of a conference right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I appropriately use perform oratory as a sense motive to kind of gauge whether or not he's really into this, or if he's scared, or just his demeanor, I guess, is what I would be after.
Sure.
I attempt it at a 19, but as I understand it, a 19 is not good enough to do that. You need a 20.
Though you can't tell, maybe I guess his true intent or get a hunch at that. He does seem enthusiastic about the idea of helping.
I'm gonna have to use the alternative as a sense motive.
Asking questions.
Max, why are you so gung-ho on this?
Max looks around at all of you for a bit, and I guess it just kind of feels like feels like I'm part of something a little bit bigger.
I'll kind of put up a smirk and feel a little bit more confident in myself on that one. Like, he just kind of bumped me up a little bit.
Lucius, the pizza party worked. We're a family.
We don't need raises.
Oh, God, no.
I'm going to reach into my hoodie and produce a seeker pistol and slide it over to Max.
Yeah, he'll pull it close and look at it and, whoa, is this a cop's gun?
Oh. I think it technically is.
I think it has that cop's name engraved in the handle.
He'll keep it out in front. You can tell he's obviously happy with it. He kind of does that, that fidgeting thing that people do when they get something, but they know it's not the right time to play with it. So it's sitting on the desk in front of him, but like he kind of adjusts it so it sits square in front of him.
Nice.
I'll look over to Shrop then and ask how he feels about being dragged into this. And there's one thing I should say, like kind of looking over at everybody, is that come the end of this conversation, we'll make a choice on whether or not we want to do this. And if I'm going in on this, it's going to be your choice to come in along with me.
Shrub I don't think I'd make a very good combatant, but I can definitely help where I can, I guess. I don't know. I would hate to see this place go, but also I don't think anything like this is really worth dying over. But if we're going to do this, I'm happy to support.
People might die.
So you're saying you want to work from home?
As he looks out across the street where it's so far away.
The safety of across the street.
I still think we need to get the rules of what exactly this entails. I mean, is this a legal basket given, or are we just assuming everything's up and up? Well, as up and up as it can be.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to come up with answers with that after this conversation.
I mean, there have to be a certain specific reason for wine baskets, or can we just decide we want to take on everybody? And
Right, yeah, why don't we just take this wine basket, take it over to Good Berries, and say, hey, house war, or else we own Good Berries, and then we go to Banter Sport and be like, oh yeah, you can have bold requisitions.
I was about to say this was probably our all-time record for the longest we've gone without breaking for Good Berries in the morning.
Well, yeah, we're still depending on our decisions, we're still gonna have to go over there.
Have to. I have to have breakfast here. You don't understand. Lives are at stake.
I might have to tell them that lives are at stake and that there's actually going to be a war brought to our front door. Like, everybody in the community is going to have to know about it.
Yeah, let's check the news. Breakfast?
Are you just hungry, Force?
I could eat.
Let's finish this up first.
Right. So here's what I want to do then. I want to assess kind of where we're at, figure out if we can get any rules on what this house war entails, and do what we can to fight this. And also do what we can to not be alone in this, whether that's trying to use our connections that we have with the seekers that we know, to figuring out how maybe we can use some of the gangs that we've operated with. If we're going to do this, then we'll go in swinging.
We could maybe also get applied solutions on our side.
Yeah, but it's hard to say right now, or what that would involve if people do come in taking sides. But yeah, if we decide to move forward and fight for our existence as bold requisitions, then I just want all of you to know that I'm 100% in. I'll do my best to keep everybody safe, and I'm hoping to try to help everybody's morale out with this, and maybe use what would you like for some sort of check on this, Jeff, if there is a check?
I wouldn't say there's a check.
That's just kind of a hopefully improving everybody's morale in the situation. That's an NPC. Or a PC.
If you got a real human brain, I think what you're gonna think.
Then you're gonna be alright.
But Jeff needs to consider his NPCs more.
Right, yeah.
Like,
I also forgot to ask Barry what his thoughts are on this.
Barry would look at you, Lucius, and I think it is a fine thing to defend your family name, but there'd be no shame in just leaving. Barry, for the most part, is just more worried about any of you dying than he is this, even though this has been his life. Be ashamed to have it be lost.
Oh shit! Since Barry's property, does he stay with the business? Is he an asset of you as a person, Lucius, or is he on paper an asset of Bold Requisitions?
I believe that he is Bold Requisitions. I believe that he's property.
literally?
Yeah, we're going for the dystopia of robots being property on this one.
Okay. I thought that was just a joke that we
No.
were. I kept on bringing it up because I thought it was a joke.
No, Dosh is technically our property.
Well, that moves me from I'll follow Lucius's lead to I think that Lucius should fight this.
So yeah, I think at this point we're just trying to discern what we'd be losing if we don't fight it.
And that might help us out in another aspect, is that technically Dosh is still property as well. And we never had the chance to clear that up. And I don't think that we did want to with how he's run off with the red bandanas now.
Boy, that opens you up to other legal entanglements, I would think.
Or maybe different allies. We'll just have to see.
All right, so what's first?
First, we had the good berries.
I feel like
It
we've
is
been
cool.
stalled on this commercial break for like 20 minutes.
Say, does Gore
But-
have anything to say?
Gore is basically just typing away at his phone as
Okay.
once you all kind of stop and look at him. Yeah, I mean, could be worse, right?
Yeah, he has not been paying attention, has he?
As he looks around and sees all of you look at him, as best as a lizard folk can blush, it's kind of that he's realizing right now that's like, oh, I missed the question.
I'm guessing he said something along the lines of, I mean, yeah, dude, crazy.
He's probably been doing that in the background this whole time.
Anytime he feels a tone shift in the room while he's on his phone.
But he will look at you, Lucius, and ask, what was the question?
Yeah. I'll have my eyebrows go down and just take my hands to my brow and just... You know what? I think you're going to have an answer for it no matter what when you do come up with that answer. Glad you're part of the team, Core.
Yeah, he looks around and no one seems mad at him, so he'll give you the thumbs up. And hey, I'm getting some stuff shipped here. It's supposed to come today, if that's okay.
Absolutely fine. And I'll wait a couple more moments.
Oh,
And what is being shipped here, Gore?
Oh, new shoes.
Yes, it's
Gore.
perfectly fine for your new shoes to show up here.
Thanks, boss.
Since we might be under more scrutiny, more people paying attention to us than otherwise would be, I think I have to ask Gore, did you buy those shoes?
He looks offended.
I mean,
I do kind of a silent gasp with my hand going to my mouth.
Yeah, Oswald.
all right.
I mean, they're secondhand, but I bought them.
Okay.
Gore, is the camera system set up already?
Oh, the cobbler cam? Heck yeah.
At that, I will pull out my HCOM and start pulling up Cobbler Cam app.
Ugh. But it covers the whole facility, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Not just Cobbler's actions, the thing you talked about at the Festival of Families?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It was my present. Of course it's ready.
Okay, if we're keeping more eyes on this place, it'd be good to have that up and running so we can see it all the time.
Yep, I will send you. I'll send you the passwords and links to your HCOMs now. Boop boop boop. Beep beep beep.
Thank you, Gore.
So every time you've edited in computer noises, maybe you can just kind of sample yourself on those boop 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 beep beep beeps. You can just use that every time a computer comes up.
But I will pull up my HCOM and log in.
Yeah, it's not hard to click around the area. He does have cameras installed in all of your rooms, but they're all facing the door. So that's most of the room's a blind spot.
I'll let out a kind of a sigh and say, let's go get breakfast. And then
Oh.
for the rest of the day, I think we're going to be pretty busy setting ourselves up or trying to understand what we're getting into.
Can we set up a meeting with that lawyer that got mentioned?
I'm going to call him after breakfast.
Sorry, I don't mean to overstep. I just want as much information as I can to get.
No, you're good.
I'll feed Cobbler on the way out. Make sure Cobbler has food in the bowl before we leave the office.
A happy cobbler will go to town on some food as you guys head out the front door. We're starting to get into early spring, so it is a little bit warmer out. You can smell that kind of fresh rain. No longer cold, but it is still a little overcast. A few PHVs will zip by as you guys cross over and enter. As you walk in, you'll see Karashi kind of wiping down tables. Looks like a fairly slow morning as he'll, Dobra, bold requisitions, what's up?
Hey, Karashi.
Gonna be an interesting day. How's it going?
Hey, Crunchy.
Do you need menus or no?
This is gonna be a bold breakfast kind of day.
5 bolds?
Please.
I'll nod.
I'll nod too, and a Carillion fried steak as well.
Give you a metallic thumbs up as he throws a towel over his shoulder and heads for the kitchen. As you guys sit down, you will be catching just the very end of snow days. You'll see the logo as it pops up. As you see on the left-hand side, a thin-framed Illikin in a nice-looking red power suit. And on the right, an android that lands somewhere between male and female, though they seem to be dyed kind of a light blue with gray triangle pattern over their skin. Well, I think that's all I have, Serene. What about you, Osric? And the android will, nope, that's all, folks. Well, thanks for watching Snow Days, as it will fade to commercial.
They changed the hosts? Is that a normal thing? Does that happen from time to time?
And I'll start to notice that too. I'll look over at the screen, tilt my head kind of, and no, it's...
What they do with
Snow
Sandra and
Days for a
Obelix.
long time.
You'll hear noises upstairs in the living part of the restaurant, where Sabrina and Esper and the kids live, before Sabrina would come down with Esper. You can see that Esper has kind of a suitcase loaded with a little bit of stuff. He'll give her a kiss on the cheek and a hug, and then we'll go out to wait with the 2 boys. But Sabrina will come down and, morning everyone. Morning, Lucius.
Morning. Sabrina, could you grab Esper and meet us for breakfast?
She'll run outside real quick. You'll see them talk for a moment before Esper will come in carrying Lothar, and Eric will be behind them both as he waves with both hands at all of you.
I will wave back.
I'll smile.
And I'll pull out some candied grick tendrils for Eric and Lothar.
Said you were out.
I'll frown a bit, looking at the children, looking a little worried. A wine basket was delivered to us while we were away on vacation, and it means that somebody's trying to have a hostile takeover of bold requisitions. And if we fight it, we could be bringing violence to our block.
Esper and Sabrina will look at each other, and your Max and Sharap and a colleague came over for breakfast while you guys were on vacation, and they made mention of that.
It's looking like there's a strong chance we're going to fight it.
They share a glance again as Esper will, we figured you guys would do something like that, so we're sending the boys back to stay with their grandparents until we get the all clear.
I'll let a moment pass, and then I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure how these things work. We started in Morningthorn before we came here, but if it's anything like that Selene business, then, well, we got to make sure the kids are safe, but we got to make sure our restaurant's still here.
And I'm worried about it too, so we'll figure it out. But we'll do our best to protect you.
I'm looking around the Goodberries to see if I can catch any unfamiliar faces as far as being here a lot and being familiar with a lot of the local regulars.
No, it's a little bit later than you guys normally do your breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty clean. That's why Karashi was out here. There's nothing to cook.
Oh, okay.
So
we're past the busy time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm just kind of in surveillance mode.
I think we'll just finish up breakfast. Before we'll go, I want to have some words with Karashi.
Perfect. 5 plates piled high with gravy, bacon, and all the tasty bits, as well as a small Carillion fried steak lands on the table. Esper will run back and grab the hot sauce 44s, while Sabrina makes a call for Empire Taxi to show up to take him to the airport with the kids. But it is tasty, if not quiet. The background TV is just kind of running over local events and stuff like that. Nothing of too much import, as she hasn't missed the morning news. But the taxi will pull up. Esper and the kids will all wave to all of you and Sabrina as they get in.
Yeah, I'll wave and say, have fun. Try not to make it weird for the kids.
Karashi will come over and sit over with you guys as you get to the end of the meal. You had a question, Lucius?
Yeah, it's more of a just letting you know things are going to get rough on the block. It looks like we're going to be starting a corporate house war. And I know you can take care of yourself, but we're here for you and your family here at Goodberry. So if something comes up or you need our help, let us know. Okay, I'm looking at you to protect these people.
Yeah, we'll be safe here.
Yeah, I know you're tougher than most, and that's pretty much all I wanted to do at Goodberry. So I'm ready to go when you guys are.
They'll top up some coffees before Karashi will take away your empty plates.
That'll be a time for me to hold out my sweet mug to get my coffee in it.
You're just pouring the half-drunk waters from other tables into your cup. It's turning into coffee.
Turn it into piping hot coffee.
We were only gone on vacation for a couple of days, right?
Like a long weekend.
Long weekend? Yeah.
So 4 days.
After we leave the place, I'm going to be looking up when Sandra and Obelix's last broadcast would have been, because...
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's a little odd.
It's a weird coincidence.
Like, did they say they were going on sabbatical or something? And
I'll be keeping an eye out as we head back to requisitions.
And I'll walk with you, Keegan, and say something I'd like. I know that we've collected an amount of weapons throughout time, kind of while we're looking at what we have at our base, what we can use for our advantage. Maybe if we can arm some people, that might be an idea too. Just keep an idea of our weapons.
Okay. I can see about reinforcing the wrecker a bit too.
Oswald, you know what you're up to.
Yeah, I'm gonna go invite Orion to dinner, I guess. Do you want dinner tonight?
Yeah, I think he needs to explain himself.
Okay.
And we still need to talk about this whole somebody trying to kill you thing, unless this is wrapped up in it.
Could very well be the case, but until then, just keep your eyes open. I know it's looked like I haven't been interested in it. I feel like there's nothing much I can do about it. I think that the best way to catch them is to catch them in the act. Unfortunately, it's going to be dangerous.
Could Matilda be behind this house war? Like, if Banter wins and they take control of the business, is there some way that it would then fall to Matilda?
That would be in a legal realm that I wouldn't understand. It looks to me that they might be stealing this company underneath Matilda, and maybe that's going to make her angry.
It's your sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone is hoping that you don't care enough about the business to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically a patent troll.
I was just wondering, maybe your sister would be willing to side with us?
Maybe. Or maybe, we'll just figure that out, but let's not count on it. I think that the best we might get from my family is some information on what we're getting into.
Information is key, and the more we can get, the better.
Yeah, down at the end of the block, you guys will see a small personal heat-drive vehicle pulled over to the side as a moon rat is vomiting up the night's party from before. But will wipe their mouth and start walking their bike away this early spring day.
Lovely.
Oh, the moon rats.
That just hit me with a memory of walking down sketchy streets in the International District with coworkers trying to catch Pokemon.
I forgot about that whole phase.
Yeah.
It was crazy for a while.
Oh, God.
Definitely feels like there should be something like that in world right now for us.
Geolocation shenanigans.
4 is maybe more on just figuring out what Banter Sport is capable of via computer and such. Besides Oswald, the rest of us just kind of stick at shop and sort our acts out. I'll be heading to the office to call up Xavier.
All right. I guess I'll just hang out in the office with Gore, as he was pretty handy last time looking up stuff.
Very well. Yeah, you guys will get back to the office. Gore is at the front desk. You can see he is opening a fresh pack of socks. See, he keeps a drawer of them right above his cobbler drawer.
Is it well caked in matted fur sheddings?
Yeah, you can see the cobbler drawer is, there's probably a pillow underneath all the leftover sheddings. But there's like jingly toys, all that stuff is crammed in there. So as soon as he opens it, cobbler's a spot to hang out. But Gore looks very excited as he sees the door open and then sees you all and kind of, sits back down.
I say, no shoes.
But as you head to the main conference area, Lucius, as you head towards your office, before I handle computer searches and phone calls, what are the rest of you up to?
So I'm going to grab my board and go see if I can track down Orion in the neighborhood.
I'm going to walk the perimeter, see what I can do for any security issues, and see what what I can do about making sure our whole perimeter is covered with the cameras, see if Gore needs to move any around or see what blind spots we have.
Alrighty.
Security stuff?
But-
There's probably a profession for it. Like whatever tactics would fall under, right?
Yeah.
I'd always wanted there to be some sort of skill that would cover that for fighters.
Nonetheless, I mean, Keegan, you start doing a walk around the outside. You see that they have a heavy reinforced adamantium fence.
That's good.
It's a sturdy old brick building. It's probably a fairly old one for the city. But camera-wise, with the app on your phone, you're able to direct Gore to move them around. So he seems a little bit unhappy to leave his vigil at the front, waiting for his package. He will walk around the area with you with a ladder to reach those hard-to-reach cameras.
Perfect. And engineering might be applicable to at least building stuff. Like,
No, I mean, you guys have the tools to do it without a roll, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no reason to make you roll for something that I think like your average person could kind of do with having the access to what you have access to.
sounds good.
I'm kind of seeing this like it's less about him trying to, like, since he's not trying to bolster defenses or do something at this moment, right? It's just kind of assessing what we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Man, do we still have that frickin' broken laser
Sculptor?
or whatever that is?
do.
Sculptor,
Most
yeah.
of it.
Yeah, we just need a replacement part.
A whole bunch of money.
We just need the
Time.
the Uber diamond that powers the thing that Oswald lost. That's what we need to replace.
Yeah, but if we do it, it's going to be like the end of that movie Congo.
Yep. I told you I wasn't going to roleplay Congo with you, John.
All right, Oswald, off you jump into the city, launching out your cables and heading off towards home.
Mhm.
Fours, go ahead and give me. We're going to treat it. Yeah, go ahead and give me a computer use check. This is to say the DC is more so of you finding correct information.
Uh-huh. And not just
Yeah,
propaganda.
correct.
No. I got an 11 with my computer.
There's a little bit too much noise about this. More so, what's weird is actively sites that do reference Sandra and Obelix are being removed or edited.
Oh, geez. I'll call this to Gore's attention because he's pretty savvy with this stuff. See if he has any luck picking up these pieces. Yeah, do it, Gore. Yeah, we're a team.
So he's showing you things here on his phone. He's talking with you at the front desk before he gets the message from Keegan to come out here and adjust the camera.
Okay.
When you start trying to look for it, you don't seem to run into anything. It seems to be almost actively kind of disappearing as you're kind of looking for stuff. Gore would, oh shit, yeah. It's all the talk on the forums.
What are they saying? What's the story?
So word is that Obelix and Sandra put on some news they weren't supposed to. Looks like somebody got a clip of a bunch of unmarked mercenaries going onto the Jotar estate over in Sordai. You know that guy whose daughter disappeared?
Oh, I think I heard that on the news.
Yeah. So anyways, bunch of fucking corp mercs come in and wipe out the house. But somebody caught it on their drone. And I guess Sandra and Obelix played it this morning. And, well, they're gone.
This morning. Wait, when did this air? And can I see the footage? like they played it this morning and then because we saw 2 new hosts.
Yeah, backups.
Yeah.
I'll find you that footage. And as he starts to go for it, he gets the message from Keegan. And I'll get it to you later.
Okay.
Watch for my shoes, as he'll run
And-
out the door.
Yep. I will keep post at the front desk, but I will be switching gears into looking at banter support assessments via as per Lucius's request.
Lucius, in your office.
I hover my phone in front of me as I sit down warily and scroll to Xavier for a second. And as I contemplate pushing the button, I call Matilda.
Jesus.
The phone will ring 3 times before you hear kind of her stern and impatient voice. Yes, Lucius?
You picked up. I'm somewhat surprised.
Well, I had a good vacation.
Oh, did you? I didn't even know you left. Where'd you go?
Why are you calling me?
This is a face call too, right? So
Yeah.
my phone's hovering in front of me. The phone will slowly pan until it shows the wine basket on the desk, and then it will pan back to
You're your
me.
own cinematographer for
Mhm.
your FaceTime calls.
Yep.
Her face was annoyed before, and now it's pissed. As she'll start to say something, stop, compose herself. Like, you'll see her kind of do a breathing exercise for a moment. Have you called Xavier?
I plan on doing it after this call, but
And who's the dumb fuck who sent you wine?
Banter support. And right now we're looking into what exactly I want to do about this, because it will be my decision. But I would like to point out that I'm fairly certain that this will supersede your contract to take over bold requisitions in the case that I might somehow fail.
Well, first of all, don't fail, Lucy. And two, no one's stealing my fucking business. Call Xavier. Let us know when we're coming over.
Dinner's at 9.
Oh shit.
Well,
Oh my god, I can't believe you finally clicked your sister. She always gets the last word on you.
only because I preemptively went for it. Probably 10 minutes of just contemplating and building up the nerve, and call up Xavier.
The phone rings once as you catch just the very tail end of, yeah, I'll take another one, just less salt this time. In the background, you can hear kind of ocean's noises. You hear like a seagull kind of call out as he'll, Lucky, what's up?
Less of the usual. You sound like you're in some kind of paradise, though. Where are you at?
Oh, I'm just enjoying the view from my new veranda.
Oh, I thought you might be on vacation. It seems like everybody's off on vacation.
What? At this time? No.
No, just lately. You probably know about this, but quite a few rules have changed. And before you know it, my business is now the target of a corporate house war. Wine baskets and all.
Yeah, you hear that like heavy gulp noise as he, wow, who did you piss off?
Apparently, it's Banter Support that's leading the front on this one. But I think we both know that I've pissed off plenty of people.
Aren't those guys like some small no-name company?
Small, no-name company of mercenaries.
Mm.
Unlike my small name company of non-mercenaries.
Oh, yeah. Well, regardless of which, this can't stand, so do you know did you find the rules on House Wars?
That's why I'm calling you. I have no clue. In fact, it seems so bizarre that they could even just come at us like this. We're not a house. But apparently the rules have changed quite recently.
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
Yes. Bold Partners was hired by Mom Advancements to write the legislation for that.
Wow. Just curious when.
Shortly after Mom and Dad's anniversary last year is when I started writing.
Okay. So in this case, I don't think I'm going to bend over on this one. But that means I'm going to have to find out how I'm going to take on a mercenary group. Maybe I'll figure it out. But if there's any way that you can think of to help me in understanding House Wars or give me resources to hold myself up, it would be appreciated.
Oh, come on. I'm not going to let you drop. Not to this guy. And you can hear him on his phone for a second, like that pause while somebody's looking something up. Oh, yeah. I mean, sure, he's built and is military trained, but I'm sure you got this. Yeah, let me send you over some information.
You were involved with the last house war.
I was.
I want resources from people that you've used in the past for that house war, or people that you've come in contact. I need people that know about house wars, people that can fight.
Absolutely. Have you called Matilda?
She asked me to call you. Nice scarf she has.
Yeah, don't touch it.
I think I don't intend to.
Yeah, let me send you over some stuff. I will. It's been a while.
Dinner's at 9. How about you show up?
Sounds good. I'll get my driver. See you soon. And he'll hang up on you.
And I will recover from the conversations for 30 minutes.
This will be the best dinner ever.
Xavier actually sends you a link to basically like a small animated video. It's like, so you find yourself in a house war.
So you've got a basket of wine.
House War tutorials parts 1 and 2 on YouTube.
Like, imagine it just feels like an old VHS corporate video of like Typh and Xavier.
I'll send a text to Oswald at this time. Tell him that he's more than welcome to bring his family. I'm bringing mine.
Yep, I'll text back. Got it. Or thumbs up. Can I also assume that you're telling me that dinner should be at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Send me over those rules as soon as you can, Lucius.
Oh, I forgot about that because I made up the dinners at 9 thing just for Matilda and haven't told
Right.
anybody else yet.
It would really suck if Ryan came over at 6 and he's having to sit there and wait for 3 hours.
Right. Don't worry, we got Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, Oswald, as you're walking through your neighborhood, a little bit closer to lunchtime.
As I'm going around the neighborhood, I'm thinking about like where I've seen Orion before. It's really just been like chance encounters on the sidewalk, yeah? Like when I'm on the way to work or coming home from work. And like I'm thinking, well, shit, I never asked where he worked. And now I know he works or owns Banter Support. I don't know where that is. Do I know where his house is? Do I know where he actually lives?
You do not. You know the house that you've seen the girls come out of.
That's good enough. I'll go knock on that door. See if Dolores and Sandra?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see if they're home.
Yeah, you knock on the door. There isn't a response from inside. You can see there is a camera over the doorway. As you kind of like peek in, the house looks fairly empty or untouched.
Okay. I'll like wave at the camera and hang out a few minutes in case that does something. But I guess meanwhile I'll be pulling out an HCOM and I don't know, pull like the some kind of map app and looking up where Banter support has their offices.
Yeah, you'd hear a familiar voice be projected from the camera above the door. Kind of strong tone from the female lizard folk. Well, can we help you?
Familiar voice, female lizard folk. Is it Chira?
It is.
Hi, Chira. I'm looking for Orion.
Okay, well, he's not here. He's at the office.
Right. What's the address for that?
It's about an hour north.
Okay. I guess I'll be there in about an hour then. Thanks, Chira. And it's not a phone, so I don't hang up. I guess I just walk awkwardly away from the door and go look for a nearby bus stop that's going to take me an hour north.
You would see from the window, Sophia Crabsbury would wave at you as you walk towards the bus stop.
I will wave at Sophia.
Easy enough to hop on the bus and start putzing into town.
Wait, you're going into town via putz?
Apparently, the Putz bus.
What? But you have a crazy Hedron rig.
Yeah, but okay, so you remember when like Spider-Man takes the bus because he's not gonna fucking swing for an hour through the Pine Barrens? Yeah, this is like that. We're taking the bus. Apparently this place is an hour away, but yeah, my gear also runs on charges, so like I can use it more or less as much as I need to in combat, but it's not gonna be good for long distance
It's
travel.
not good. Yeah.
So on the bus, put on my earbuds, listen to music on the way.
Okay. Yep. Johnny, you still with us?
Just reading over the house rules.
Ah, very good.
After you finish watching the video, Lucius, but at the bottom there is a bunch of these special kind of clauses that your brother is notified kind of from the old documents that tie certain kind of either rules or kind of special considerations to the old gods.
How did these get adopted? Because, I mean, some of them conflict with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, maybe in the wine bottles, who's dictating which rules would be used?
That would be part of your agreement when you guys meet up.
Okay. No, the only ones that conflict are like the one that says you can't kill, blood members of the house or blah, blah, blah. And then you scroll down to the bottom and Amon is kill all members, primeros, and house leaders before they can surrender.
Correct, but you can't kill like the children. You can't kill like the sister. They are not the house leader or the...
Oh, I think I can see how that does not conflict then. So yeah, I think reading it over briefly, I would have as much of a idea as I would have. Yeah, I'm good to go to at least hopefully talk to this guy. But I think that with doling out all everybody do these things, I left myself a lot of time to just sit back and have panic attacks. And that's probably what I'm doing right now.
Across the city, downtown, amongst the buildings, Oswald looks around until he finds Banter Support. A 2-story building, mostly glass. You can see it is reinforced, so it is bulletproof.
Looks like a bulletproof dentist office. Nice.
You'll see Chira sitting at the front desk. You can see the faint glow of monitors probably in front of her, kind of tucked underneath, that she can see from her side, but obviously you can't.
Yeah.
A few Banter Support agents move about the area, walking behind her, going upstairs as you approach the building.
All right. Oh, I will go in. I'm already like feeling that lump in my throat of the oncoming uncomfortableness of talking to Chira at all.
Chira goes to say hello, but then stops when she sees it's you coming in.
Yeah. I'll give that like nod and half wave, like, yeah, I see you and acknowledge you as well, and I know we're not really on friendly terms. But I'll still go straight up to her and say, I'm here to talk to Orion, if I can. Is he free?
I can check if he is. And what does this pertain to?
Weighing 2 options in my head of how to respond. A basket.
Very well. She'll look away for a moment, like most people do when they use a sliver.
Mm-hmm.
Before she says, all right, he's on the second floor. Should be obvious which one's his office, but he does ask Oswald, no funny business?
Yeah, that's not why I'm here. I'm just here to talk.
All right. She'll press a button that'll open the elevator behind her,
Hmm.
even though there's only 1 flight of stairs, but you can see this is kind of built like a freight. Like this would be large enough if you had to move a sculptor or a chain gun kind of thing.
Right, or if you needed to take an unwelcome guest and trap them in a box for a while. Yeah, I'll go in the elevator.
The elevator ride is too short to have music to it, so Oswald, you find yourself very quickly on the second floor. A few office workers will stop and kind of look at you as kind of in that confused way, but also in a way of they work with mercenaries. Okay, new hire, I guess, but they'll walk past you. You can smell that mixture of kind of toner, coffee, and tea, and kind of just where people are stuck inside. And so you can see the large A large kind of open window setup that points to Orion's desk that is at the back of the building that looks out towards the Amon Ziggurat.
Yep. I'll walk straight there. I'm not even thinking about like looking into other offices or seeing what information I can gather at this point. It's really just going straight to Orion's office.
Yeah, as you approach, he'll stand up and beckon for you to come in. He'll press a button which you can see turns a light from red to green, which unlocks the door.
Okay, I'll go in.
There's a couple of chairs, a shade lounge. There's areas to sit here. You can see on one side of it, there's just several screens that seem to be all off at the moment, though he does have a data pad on his desk. Oswald.
Hi, Orion.
Please, take a seat.
I will do that. I was kind of look at him, kind of hoping that he will have something to say that will make this less awkward. Even though I know that I have things that I am here that I have to say.
He'll look at you as he sees a nervous kid.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to assume and hope that you're here to offer up Lucius's resignation.
No, that's not why I'm here. But I am here about that whole thing. Lucius wants you to, would like to invite you and Sandra and Dolores to come over for dinner tonight so we can talk about what all this is about.
All right, has he chosen his primeros yet? Is this supposed to be the official meeting?
I don't know. I don't think so.
And what safety assurances do I have of this then?
I guess I don't know. What kind of safety assurances do you need? Like, and it's at this point that I'm starting to second guess Lucius. It's like, man, how Machiavellian could he be that I just haven't seen that side of him? It's like, I don't think this is a trap, Orion. I don't think we're trying to get you in a position where we can do something. I think he just wants to have you over to talk and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, Ryan will stand up, kind of look out the window behind him for a bit.
Yep, I'll just wait.
Well, what time's this dinner, Oswald?
9 o'clock.
I'll accept this offer. If you want to take it back to Lucius, though, if he's willing to resign tonight after a nice dinner, I won't hold any of you to your year of servitude. He'll know what that means.
Okay.
But I am going to come armed, because, as you've told me, you can't assure me.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's fine. Are you bringing Dolores and Sandra too? It would be good to see them.
I think for safety purposes, no.
Lucius is bringing his family, so I think that's why he wanted you to bring yours. I think I don't know. Maybe he was hoping this could be a last attempt at a friendly conversation.
I'll ponder it, but don't be insulted if I don't bring my children around into what can become a very dangerous place.
Yeah, I understand. And I'll hesitate, and then I guess I'll just ask him, what is this about, Orion?
Expansion, vengeance, a little bit of clearing our name. I see an easy path to get Banter support, a lot of power. That's why I say it's not personal. We can have a nice dinner, and we can let you guys go. I'll just take the company.
What do you mean a lot of power? We're just a repo company. Couldn't you get your own repo certification or whatever and do the same work?
We don't need that competition. Come on.
He doesn't respond to me kind of questioning about like why us, why a repo company, why doesn't he just expand his business into being also a repo company?
You've always known Orion to be a fairly good parent, nice person. The look he gives you now is more one of, it feels very much like he's trying to figure out a way to say something to a child. Like, this is the first time you've really felt beneath him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know there's something here that I'm not getting that, like, I ought to.
Orion takes his time as he looks at you, Oswald, and sometimes there's opportunities that you have to take. Once in a lifetime chances that give you a path towards the greatness you think you deserve or that you want. Bold Requisitions is a step on that path, and I'm willing to do what it takes to get to where I deserve.
Yeah, I think Oswald wants to say something to continue it, but it's like he's trying to be aware of the situation he's in. He doesn't want to make things worse. Like, he doesn't want to say the wrong thing and just, expose the company to some kind of risk or something. So I think he'll just kind of chew on that for a minute and say, okay, well, I just hope nobody gets hurt.
Thanks so much for listening. Our opening and outro music is by Nihilor. The track is called The Dweller on the Threshold. You also heard Cathedral. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Like, rate, review, subscribe, join us in Discord, all that stuff. Alright, have a great day. Bye!